We're at pick number 44 here. Tough to call who the Raptors should be looking at in this area. My preparation for this draft went into pick 19 and 31. But aware of some of the guys on the board here. Ulrich Chomchi, hope I'm saying that correctly, is an interesting look for the Raptors at this spot. Kevin McCullough as well. A more experienced presence on the wing at this spot who can bring defense and shooting. Somebody I would know. Jamal Shead could be a guy who has some backup point guard vibes. Justin Edwards had lottery projections started the season, didn't have a great year, all of a sudden is in this range. Maybe you take a flyer on the guy who has upside in this area. It's tough to call here for the Raptors. The Amateur Hour Production Network is dedicated to Toronto Raptors content. We do videos and we also do live streams, which go long on the main channel. So to make it easier for you guys to watch and to digest, we have the Amateur Hour Clips channel. We're going to take the best highlights and segments from those live streams on Amateur Hour Sports and put them right here for you to enjoy. So if you like what you see along the way, make sure you do hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel as well. With so much consistent content coming out as well as post-game shows during the season, you're not going to want to miss out. We'll see where they go here, but certainly the Mogbo pick would say they're not afraid to go with an older player. Mogbo, 22 and a half years old today, so they're not afraid to go with one of the older players here and find somebody who's more capable of affecting maybe right away, but maybe they go for the upside swing at 45 because that's just typically what the Raptors have enjoyed doing from this spot. Bronny James still on the board here, but the reports coming out of ESPN right now are that Rich Paul and Clutch Sports, Bronny James' agency, are telling teams not to select Bronny James. They're telling teams not to take him. They're saying if they do select him, he will take a year off and play in Australia before coming back into the NBA next season. So Bronny feels like not possible here for the Raptors. Probably not even the right decision for the Raptors to go that way. There's still some talent here, but at this stage of the draft, you're just going to be looking specifically for upside, I would say, and you're looking for a guy that has a chance to make your rotation. If out of a 45th overall pick, you get a player who can be in your rotation someday, that is a big win. Raptors have had success in this spot before. 46th overall previously, they've taken Norman Powell. 46th overall in the past as well, they've taken Delano Banton. That didn't work out in the end, but you're just looking for somebody to bring something here to your team. So maybe less upside, more NBA ready is the way to do it. But again, it's not really been like Masai Ujiri always to go in that direction. Point proven with the Mogbo pick, which was a little bit surprising at that spot. So waiting on pick 44 to see who Houston take. And then the Raptors will be on the clock. Yeah, also, it doesn't hurt that Jonathan Mogbo is friends with Scotty Barnes. Absolutely not. Doesn't hurt that pick at all. The pick is in here for Sacramento, which is obviously a pick that has now been traded to the Toronto Raptors. It's the trade that sent Jalen McDaniels to the Sacramento Kings. The Raptors got back David Mitchell, Sasha Vezenkov, the 45th overall pick, and a 2025 second-round pick via the Portland Trail Blazers. An absolute fleece, absolute steal by the Raptors in a trade, and perhaps that trade could look even better based on who they take in this position here. We're waiting to see the announcement from Mark Tatum. Options around, and we know the Raptors aren't afraid to reach, not to reach. It's an ugly word sometimes, but they're not afraid to get the guy they want here. And we'll see. Hopefully, I have heard of him, and I can give some sort of indication as to the type of player that he is. If not, we'll try to be learning on the fly here, but we'll do it live, and we will be doing it together, ladies and gentlemen. All right, send it over to Mark Tatum. Let us know who it is. So we didn't see this. That was a commercial, but Pelly Larson goes to Houston at 44. I don't know who that is. So takes that off the board. We'll see. Justin Edwards, Ulrich Chomchi. Actually, I've heard of Cam Spencer. Jamal Shead. Who else avail? Who could the Raptors go here? Anywhere. I mean, they really can go anywhere. But we're Going over to Mark Tatum. The pick is in. Let's see. Are we going to Mark Tatum for this one? We're not. The little jingle went off to signal the pick is in. However, they're not going over to Mark Tatum. I hope they do show the announcement of the pick. They have it here. So they're not showing it, but it is Jamal Shead, who's going to the Raptors at 45th overall. So the Raptors have gone with another chance at a backup point guard seemingly here, which is interesting here. So the Raptors go with Jamal Shead, who is a player I am aware of. Interesting move here. I like the pick. Jamal, they said Jamal Shead. So if it's Jamal Shead, I'll say it how they said it. But Jamal Shead, undersized for the guard position, but there's good talent here. They are looking clearly right now for a bit of a backup point guard. And my immediate thought, unfortunately, dwells upon the current guard within the Raptors organization, because this probably means the end of Javon Freeman-Liberty's time in Toronto, because they've just brought in David Mitchell in a trade today, and with their second pick in the second round, they've gone with another guard here. So taking a stab on a guard, I mean, this could also mean Marquise Noel's time is a bit numbered. However, he's not I believe he's only a Raptors under 5, but I don't think he's a Toronto Raptors player. So it's Jamal Shead, how you pronounce it, going to the Raptors. Just overall, it's the type of point guard you'd expect somebody to be who's 6 feet tall. They work their ass off. They control the flow of the game pretty well, decently well-versed in a feel for the game. He seems to possess a bit of an interior threat despite his size. Not the type of shooter you would expect in this position, but a good feel for the game, a good playmaker in this spot. Jamal Shead to the Raptors, seeing if they can get a point guard to stick at this point in the draft. For every pick the Raptors have had, they're looking at hustle, tenacity, and I think that Jamal Shead brings that. I don't truthfully know live here a ton about the player, but based on the limited things that I have seen for Shead, the Raptors are looking to solve the backup point guard issue, and they feel as though they can throw a dart here to see if this one lands anywhere good to get maybe somebody that can affect you at some point. With picks this deep in the draft, you're just hoping at some point they're a rotation guy. So we'll see. So the second round, the Raptors go with Mogbo at 31. They prioritize length, and they go with Jamal Shead at 45 to prioritize finding potentially some guard help for a team that has desperately needed it. Interesting stuff.